Hi, friends. Good afternoon. I can see a lot of you have already joined us. Thank you so much for being on time. We will be starting shortly in the next 2 minutes, so please bear with us and we'll be starting sharp at 3 p.m. Thank you. Hi, friends. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here with us. I can see a lot of you have already joined. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to see all of you here and excited to know more about Switzerland. We've also made some sales material available for you all. It's on the Files tab on your screens. On your screens, you can see a tab that says Files, and two files are available for you to download. This will be available through the webinar, and you can download it at whatever time you want. Just for you to have some information, and we will be starting in another 1 minute. So at sharp 3 p.m. we will be starting. Thank you. Hi, friends. Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. It's so nice to see so many of you have joined on time. Thank you so much for being punctual. It's lovely to see such a full house and so many of our loved ones here with us today. Today, we're going to talk about Switzerland and especially the Swiss travel system. I'm sure you all will have a lot of questions about this. Please feel free to ask questions in the chats tab on your screen. On your screens, you can see a chats tab, so please feel free to ask any questions there, and we will be taking up questions towards the end of this webinar. So at whatever time you have questions, please feel free to ask them. In this webinar today, we also have a quiz, which will be live towards the end of the webinar, and the winner from the quiz stands a chance to win a trip to Switzerland. So please pay attention and do take part in the quiz because you won't regret it for sure. The webinar today has polls, videos, and a presentation. It's extremely interactive, so we hope you enjoy the next 1 hour. A recording of the webinar will also be shared with you, so in case you missed out on something, don't feel like you're actually going to miss out on it, because in the next 24 hours, we will share a recording of the complete webinar with you. Finally, there's a reconnect button on the top of your screen. So in case at any point you can't see us, you can't hear us, you have a problem, all you need to do is press the reconnect button and you should be back into the webinar. We've already made some sales material live for you to download. This is on the Files tab on your screens. So all of you on your screens can see a tab that says Files. There are two files that are live for you. You can download this at any time that you feel suitable. Now, I'm not going to stand in the way of between you and Switzerland and introduce you to Amia Kamat, the Business Development Manager, Leisure for Switzerland Tourism. Hi, Amia. Thank you for being with us. We also have with us Leandra D'Souza, Sales and Marketing Manager, India for Swiss Travel System. Hi, Leandra. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
The audience is extremely excited to know more about Switzerland and the Swiss travel system. Over to you, Amia, to take this forward. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to our webinar, a second webinar of 2022 to highlight one of the most popular products in Switzerland, that is the Swiss travel system and its various products and services. As Devika mentioned, my name is Ameya Kamath. I'm the Business Development Manager for leisure travel and your point of contact for anything you need to know about Switzerland and its travel offerings for leisure travel. And we have a very exciting webinar in store for you. We have some live polls. We have a very interactive Q&A session as well at the end. And we also have a quiz for you where the ones that attend all our webinars attempt all the quizzes and score the highest at the end stand a chance of winning a trip to Switzerland for 2023. A few quick updates from mine. Of course, your presenters today as me, Ameya, and my colleague Leandra, who looks after the Swiss travel system in India. And we're happy to take you through this wonderful product. Right, Switzerland is right now a few updates for you. Switzerland is fully open for tourism. We all need Switzerland. It's one of the most relaxing destinations in the world. It has a plethora of different experiences, activities, and something for everybody, 365 days in a year. So definitely, if your clients are looking for that perfect holiday, please do send them to Switzerland. With regards to travel conditions, as of 2nd May, Switzerland lifted all remaining travel restrictions for entry. So now all rules to enter Switzerland are pre-COVID, and there are no mask mandates. There's no need for COVID certificates, etc. You're back to traveling how you could before COVID. We have a lot of information pertaining to the travel conditions guidelines on our website, so you can always log on to myswitzerland.com and get those details. Couple of things for you to note. Always check the rules and guidelines in place with your airline partner in case there is something specific they have for Indian travelers. And for travelers returning back to India from Switzerland, kindly refer to the Government of India travel guidelines. Right. With regards to visas, yes, we do know that visas are a little bit of an issue with regards to getting appointments as well as processing. But at this point of time, there are a couple of constraints and a little bit of a staff shortage at the embassy visa section level. So they cannot process things like they used to pre-COVID. The slot availabilities are exactly as per what VFS has made available on their portal. Current processing time is up to 15 working days from the time the application and the documents reach the visa section. But yes, we're working very closely with the embassy visa section at this point of time to ensure that we have a good 2023 season and get things back on track so that people can travel with much more ease and get their visas with much more ease. If you have any visa-related queries, issues, or you require any kind of information, you're free to reach out to VFS Global and the Embassy of Switzerland. Now, without further ado, I'm going to hand over the platform to Leandra, who will take you through everything you need to know about the Swiss travel system. Over to you, Leandra.
Thanks, Ameya. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. Like Ameya introduced me, my name is Leandra D'Souza. I work with Switzerland Tourism, and I look after the sales and marketing for the Swiss travel system here in India. So that means my main role is to promote traveling by train, bus, and boat while in Switzerland. And we say that it is the best way to discover Switzerland because it has the perfect network. Wherever you want to go in Switzerland, or wherever your client wants to go, they will find a train, they'll find a bus, they'll find a boat, they'll find a cable car, they'll find a mountain railway. So whether it's the remotest point or the highest peak, they will find a form of public transport in Switzerland to take them there. So this is the map of the public transport network in Switzerland. Switzerland has the densest public transport network. Over 28,000 kilometers of bus, boat, and rail are covered. And as you can see on this map, the red lines that you see are the train lines because trains in Switzerland are generally red. The yellow lines are the bus lines. They're called post buses, and those are the yellow lines. And on the water, you can see the blue water, that's the lakes. And the white lines are the boat lines, and those are all covered by the Swiss travel system and also by the Swiss travel pass. So why should your client travel by train, bus, and boat? And the number one reason is because of accessibility. Traveling by train, bus, and boat is very simple in Switzerland. It's easy to change transport. There's no headache. So for instance, you can see in this photo, they're on the train. The boat is right across waiting for them at the jetty. There's also a bus. So changing transportation is wonderfully easy. Additionally, if you have a Swiss travel system ticket, you can make sure that you don't need to make a seat seat reservation unless, you're traveling by a panoramic train. So for instance, if your client is going intercity, whether from Zurich to Geneva or Bern to Basel, they wake up in the morning and they say, 9 o'clock in the morning is too early for me. There will be a train at 9:30, at 10 o'clock, at 10:30. So every half an hour you have intercity train connections. You don't need to make a seat reservation. You can hop on and off as you choose. And even from the neighboring countries. So if your clients are combining Switzerland with France, with Italy, with Germany, with Austria, they can easily combine Switzerland with these countries and use the direct connections from those countries and travel into Switzerland by train. So that was a little bit about the Swiss travel system and why they should travel by it. But what are the tickets and passes that we have available and what are the benefits included? So I'll tell you more about that. But first, I have a video to show you.
Leandra, we need you to unmute yourself, please. We can't hear you.
Yes, sorry, I'm back. Yes. So that was a quick insight into the Swiss travel system and the benefits of the Swiss travel pass in particular. But I'll give you some news before that of what we've done for 22. It's been a different year, an exceptional year since we've come back from the pandemic. So we decided that we needed to make the Swiss travel pass much more attractive for all clients everywhere. So one thing we've done is from 2022, we've reduced the price of the 8-day and the 15-day pass by about 20%. So it's much cheaper now to buy an 8-day pass and a 15-day pass. We've also introduced a new 6-day pass. So we got feedback, that between the 4-day and the 8-day pass, there was a gap. So we said we need to introduce a new pass to cover that gap. And so we've introduced a 6-day pass. Similarly, we've also increased the discount for youth travelers. So earlier you would get a 15% discount on the Swiss Travel Pass Youth. Now you can get up to a 30% discount. That means, for instance, if you have a young traveler, say 21-year-old traveler traveling to Switzerland, in 2021, he would have got an 8-day second-class pass for 357 francs. This year, he can get it for just 276 francs. So that's a big reduction. So we've done that. Additionally, earlier it was 26 years. So youth travelers from their 16th birthday to their 26th birthday could avail of the youth pass. Now it is 25. So from 16th birthday to 25th birthday, they can obtain a youth pass. So this is just a table and to give you a little bit of an idea about the comparison between the two. So for instance, you can see the first column has the Swiss Travel Pass and the validity. The second column is the prices 2022 and the third column is the prices 21. So for instance, the new 6-day pass is just 359 francs for a second class 6-day pass. The 8-day pass you can buy in 2022 for 389 francs. Last year it would have cost you 418 francs. And similarly, you can buy a 15-day pass. Last year, if you bought it in 21, you would have paid 513 francs. This year, you pay just 429 francs. So overall, the price reduction is a lot more, and we've really tried to make it competitive and competitive and value for the client to buy. So to give you some information on the Swiss Travel Pass and the Swiss Travel Pass Flex, what does it offer? It offers unlimited travel by train, bus, and boat. Additionally, all of the panoramic trains, whether you want to travel by Glacier Express, Bernina Express, Golden Pass Panoramic, they are all included. You only need to make seat reservations where necessary. We have quite a few mountains included. So we have Mount Rigi, Mount Stanzerhorn, and Stoss. If you have a Swiss pass, those mountains are totally free. Other than that, a lot of other mountains that I'm sure you're already selling or you're familiar with, such as Mount Titlis, Mount Pilatus, Glacier 3000, Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, Schilthorn, all of these mountains are 50% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. Only Jungfrau Joch is 25% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. Otherwise, all other mountains are 50% off. Additionally, since Indians, they love to be where the action is, they love to be right in the center of things. You also have the public transport within the cities included. So if your client is staying in Zurich or in Geneva or in Bern or in Basel, they can use the local transport such as the buses, the trams, the trains within the city to get around. It also acts as a museum pass, so you get over 500 museums across Switzerland are fully included. It's available in first and second class for 3, 4, 6, 8, or 15 days. So depending on the length of stay, you can get it. And another important point, and especially for Indians, is that kids go free. So from kids from their 6th to their 16th birthday, if the parent has a Swiss travel pass, the kids go free. You just need to get them the complimentary family card. We have a poll question for you now.
Friends, a poll question will pop up on your screens right now. Please respond to the poll on the polls tab. If you write it on the chats, it doesn't count. There will be a pop-up on your screen. The question is, is price an issue for clients traveling by public transport while in Switzerland? Yes, no, doesn't make a difference. You need to click on the polls tab and respond to this. If you write the answer on the chat tab, it doesn't count. So all of you have a polls tab on your screen, like you had the files tab. Leandra has some very interesting responses for you. So 62% of our audience has said no, 29% has said yes, and 13% have said doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great result. I'm happy that the majority of you have said no, it doesn't make a difference. And for those of you who've said price can be an issue, I think I've illustrated the great values of the Swiss Travel Pass and all that it includes. So you need to tell your clients that, while the price may seem high to them, there is so much value in it. Their kids go free, they get mountain excursions 50%, they can go to the museums, they can travel all around Switzerland, hop on, hop off. The ease and flexibility of the Swiss Travel Pass really makes it an ideal ticket for your client while traveling in Switzerland. So right now, speaking of price and value, we actually have a very, very special offer going on. It just launched on the 19th of September. The offer is on the 4-day Swiss Travel Pass. So right now, from 19th September to the 31st of October, you can book a Swiss Travel Pass, a second-class Swiss Travel Pass for just 199 francs. So normally you would pay 281 francs, but during this offer period, you can get it for just 199 francs, and you can get the first class Swiss Travel Pass at 315 francs. So otherwise this pass would cost you 447 francs. Now you're getting it with the offer, a first class 4-day pass for just 315 francs. So we have a great offer going on. It's bookable until the 31st of October. So wherever you book, whether through Rail Europe, through STC, through a GSA of Rail Europe, through a PSA, whomever you book through, this offer will be available through them. Your clients can travel from 19th September until 30th April. So that means even if they want to travel next year, they can book the pass now and travel next year. And from our end, from Swiss Travel System and even from Rail Europe, it is fully refundable up to 1 day before the first date of validity. That means if the pass starts on the 1st of December, you can refund it until the 30th of November from our end for a full refund. Of course, you will need to check with your distribution partner or whomever you're booking through, what are their conditions. But from our end, it's fully refundable until 1 day before first date of validity. So that was the Swiss Travel Pass. Now I just want to talk about the Swiss Family Card. Like I said earlier, it's a free card. This card is necessary if you have children from 6th to 16th birthday. If the parents are traveling with the Swiss Travel Pass, the kids need the Swiss Family Card. It's a totally complimentary card. There's no charge on the card, and it's valid for 1 month. Another ticket that we have and one that's growing in popularity is the Swiss Half Fare Card. So how the Swiss Half Fare Card works is whatever journey you're doing in Switzerland, you will get a 50% discount. So that means supposing your client is traveling from Lucerne to Interlaken and the fare is 50 francs. With the Half Fare Card, they'll straight away get a 50% discount and they pay just 25 francs. That also means that the mountains, you get a 50%, you get the all the other networks at 50% as well. This is generally, the Swiss Half Fare Card is a product that we generally see is very popular with corporates or with small groups, of people who are maybe just doing 2 to 3 nights in Switzerland, they just want to do one train journey, they want to do a couple of mountain excursions, they like to take the Swiss half fare card, and the Swiss half fare card is available for just 120 francs. That's the price of the Swiss half fare card. So just to give you an idea of what else we have available, of course, I'm sure you know that we work with Rail Europe. They are our biggest distribution partner here in India. And during the pandemic, they upgraded their systems. And they were the Swiss Travel System was the first sort of railway provider to be on their system. And they are now connected directly to the Swiss Federal Railway. So they have a lot more tickets and passes to offer you. One is the point-to-point ticket. Now through Rail Europe, you can book the point-to-point tickets, whether it's a single journey, a return trip, or a round trip. You can book it for your clients through Rail Europe and their distribution network. We also have something called Super Saver tickets. So Super Saver tickets are basically, you choose a travel date. So supposing today I want to travel on the 1st of November. I want to choose travel from Zurich to Lucerne. And I want to take the 9 a.m. train. So I can book the 9 a.m. train with the Super Saver ticket. I will get a discount of up to 70%. The earlier you book the Super Saver ticket, the more discount you get. There's a limited number of Swiss Super Saver tickets available for each train. And these tickets cannot be exchanged or refunded. So if you're booking them for your client, please be very sure, tell them that they have to take this because the tickets will not be refunded. You also have the one-day travel pass. Now, for instance, if your client is in Switzerland, say for 8 days, and the last night he's in Zurich and wants to explore Zurich before catching his flight out of Zurich, he can get a one-day travel pass. And with that travel pass, he can do day trips throughout Zurich, explore Zurich, and he can then travel out of Zurich. So the one-day travel pass gives you unlimited travel for that one day that you buy it. For the point-to-point tickets, we also have group tickets available. So the minimum group size is 10 people, and you get a 30% discount on the fare. So if you have a group of 10 people or more traveling, you get a discount of 30% on the point-to-point fare. You can also get them for first and second class, whether it's a single journey, return journey, or round trip. You can book group tickets for your clients. That was about the tickets and passes, but of course, no journey to Switzerland is ever complete without visiting at least 2 mountains, mostly for Indian travelers. And sorry, I think there's a little bit of a back and forth in the slides. I'll bring you first to the mountains. So you have Jungfrau Joch. Jungfrau Joch is, of course, 25% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. Other than that, these mountains that you can see and that I already mentioned, Glacier 3000, Schilthorn, Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, Titlis, Pilatus, all of these mountains are 50% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. So the Swiss Travel Pass gives you great discounts on the mountain excursions as well. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a few mountains included. One is Mount Rigi. She's called the Queen of Mountains. She's located very, very close to Lucerne. In fact, and has a great view over the city of Lucerne and the lakes. So from Lucerne, you take the boat and you go to this stop called Witznau. You can then take the Cog Railway and then the cable car and come to the top of Rigi Kulm. And what you have at Rigi Kulm is the peak. Up there, you have a hotel and accommodation. So you have accommodation. We even have a spa and bath. So if client is looking for some wellness experience, they can do that at Mount Rigi. You have hiking tours. You even have a guided culinary hiking tour. So they take you through, you get to taste the raclette and the fondue. And even in winter, so if you have clients traveling now in October, November, December, they can experience the winter on Mount Rigi with sledding, with skiing and hiking. So some things to know about Mount Rigi. Mount Rigi is called the Queen of Mountains. She's open 365 days a year. To go up to Mount Rigi, I would say you would need at least half a day. You have a choice of accommodation and restaurants. So if someone wants a unique stay option, they can stay on Mount Rigi, or they can even have a meal on Mount Rigi and come back down. And Mount Rigi is fully included on the Swiss Travel Pass. Then you have Cabrio Stanzerhorn. Cabrio Stanzerhorn is a really nice experience, one of the most fun experiences to do. And that's because it's something unique. So I'll build up to it and I'll tell you about it. So first of all, Mount Stanzerhorn is located near this town called Stans, just 15 minutes from Lucerne. So you take the train to arrive and you go to the base station. From the base station of Stanzerhorn, you have the old wooden funicular that you see in this picture. This funicular takes you to the summit takes you halfway up the mountain, and then you change to the cable car. So, and then you enter the cable car, and when you enter the cable car, you'll see there's a spiral staircase. So you climb up the staircase and you're on the roof of the cable car, and it's an open air cable car. So that means on the roof, of the cable car. There is no glass in front of you. There's nothing to obstruct your view or to, sort of make you feel that you can't see things clearly. It's a totally open air cable car. If you look carefully at the picture, you can see the people standing on top of the cable car, and you can feel the wind in your hair. You can get some amazing photographs, some amazing Instagram reels as well, and then you can come back down. So that's what's unique about Mount Stanzerhorn, that it has a open air cable car. Up on Mount Stanzerhorn, what can you do? You can do a summit tour with the ranger. So he'll tell you what you're looking at, what you're seeing, point out the different mountain peaks to you. You also have a revolving restaurant, so a perfect place to have a cup of tea or coffee or even a meal before you come down. So Mount Stanzerhorn operates from April to November. So it's operational until the 13th of November this year. It just takes about 25 minutes to go up to Mount Stanz. So you can easily do it in about 2 to 3 hours max. It's totally included on the Swiss Travel Pass. So again, if you have clients who are in Lucerne, in the evening, and they're wondering, I have a Swiss pass, what can I do? Indians don't want to be in their hotel room from like 5:30. They want to be out exploring. So you can tell them, go up to Mount Stanzerhorn and explore there with their Swiss Travel Pass. The third included mountain is Stoss. So Stoss is known for being the steepest funicular in the world. You can't really make out in this picture, but this funicular climbs the mountain at an almost 110-degree angle. So that means you're almost climbing the mountain like straight up. But they've engineered it in such a way that when you look out, you don't realize you're standing, and you're standing perfectly normally. It's only when you look out of the window that you realize that you are standing or you're climbing the mountain at such a steep angle. It just takes about 4 to 7 minutes to get to the summit, and it's located very close again to Lucerne, near this town called Schweitz. So some things to know about Mount Stoss. It's open daily and throughout the year. So even if you have clients traveling October, November, December, Jan, Feb, even in the winter, you will have the Stoss Mountain Railway is operational. There is the steepest funicular operates every 30 minutes. So there's never a very long wait. Up on Mount Stoss, you have husky encounters. So if you have clients who love animals, they can meet the husky dogs. They can do climbing activities. They have a children's playground area. They have several restaurants. There's a lot to do on Mount Stoss, and it's fully covered with the Swiss Travel Pass. So that was about the mountain excursions. But now I'm going to tell you about some of the most beautiful and most scenic journeys in Switzerland. And we'll start with something called the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland. So the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland basically combines all the most beautiful journeys of Switzerland into one itinerary. And you only need one ticket to do this, and that is your Swiss Travel Pass. So to make most of your visit of the Grand Train Tour, you can also download the app. We have an app called the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland app. It's free for download on iOS and for Android, and it has a lot of games to play. It tells you what you can see and what you can do. So the Grand Train Tour combines the premium panoramic trains into one journey. And we'll start with one of my journeys that I enjoyed very much, and that's the Bernina Express. It's called the UNESCO World Heritage Train, and that's because it goes over the iconic, I'm sure you've seen the iconic photos of the bridges and the viaducts in Switzerland, and the Bernina Express journeys across them. So it's called the UNESCO World Heritage Train. It also connects the glaciers with the palm trees. And how does it do that? So it starts from Chur. It comes down to St. Moritz, which is where a lot of people choose to take the train. From St. Moritz, it makes its way to Tirano. En route, it climbs high into the Alps and the glaciers. So high into the mountains, you can see ice, you can see the snow, you can see the chilled glacier water, and then it brings you down to Tirano. From Tirano, you can take a bus and go to Lugano. And that journey is along the Lake Como coastline. And once you're in Lugano, you're in the Italian-speaking region of Switzerland, Ticino, and that's where the palm trees are. So that's why it says it goes from the glacier to the palm trees, because it goes high up from the Alps mountains down to the Lake Como coastline and then to Lugano, which is where the palm trees are. So that's why it's said to connect both. So some things to know about the Bernina Express. There are several connections in either direction. The bus operates only from February to November. If you have a Swiss Travel Pass, a seat reservation is required. You cannot board this train without a seat reservation. Next, we have the Glacier Express. It's well known as the world's slowest express train, and that's because it connects St. Moritz. St. Moritz is one of the most sophisticated high-end destinations in the world with Zermatt. Zermatt is like a typical Swiss chalet village, with its old wooden chalet-style housing, cobblestone streets. It's very cozy and very quaint. It connects these two very different destinations. And to travel from Zermatt to St. Moritz or vice versa, it takes about 8 hours. So that's why it's called the world's slowest express train. Few things to know about the Glacier Express. One is that you have minimum 2 connections per day in both directions. So you can easily go from Zermatt to St. Moritz or vice versa. From 24th October to 10th December, there will be no Glacier Express trains operational. And that's because that's when they'll do some work on the line. So that's why the Glacier Express is not operational. Seat reservation is required. You cannot board this train without a seat reservation. And you can also pre-book a meal for your client in advance. When you make the seat reservation, you can pre-book a meal for your client. And what's great about the Glacier Express is you can even pre-book an Indian meal. So if you have a client who's particular about food, like wants only vegetarian food, or someone who wants only Indian food, or even someone who just wants the experience of eating Indian food on a train, this is the experience to give them. They have great vegetarian and non-vegetarian Indian food. So a couple of years ago, the Glacier Express introduced something new called the Glacier Express Excellence Class. So as you can see in this photo, every seat is like a window seat. So everyone gets a window seat. The Excellence Class is a coach. So you have about 20 seats in that coach, and they're all lounge seating. So very, very comfortable seating. As you can see in this picture, they have an Excellence Class bar at the back. So you have a special concierge there. He'll make the drinks for you. He'll tell you what you're seeing. He'll talk to you. So give you a really good experience. The Excellence Class also has a full day gastro concept. So you get 5-course lunch with wine, you get aperitifs, you get snacks throughout the day, you get soft drinks throughout the day. So they really spoil you on the Excellence Class. You also, when you arrive at the platform, whether you're arriving at Zermatt or at St. Moritz, they have a special welcome desk and check-in area. They will take your luggage and store it separately. So they really, really spoil you on board the Excellence Class. So the Excellence Class is attached to the train, to the Glacier Express, only once a day in either direction. So you need to check the timings and the availability before you book. If you have a first class Swiss travel pass, the supplement fee is 420 francs. So with the first class Swiss travel pass, you pay 420 francs on top of that to travel by the Excellence Class. The next train is the Gotthard Panorama Express. And this is again a unique journey because it's the only journey that combines the train and the boat. So it starts from Lucerne. From Lucerne, you board the boat. You come to on board the boat, you'll have time to have lunch and everything. You come to Fluelen. And from Fluelen, you take the train. The train goes down through the longest railway tunnel in the world, the Gotthard Base Tunnel, and it comes to Lugano. But then your client can explore Lugano, or then they can take the high-speed train on to Milan. So that's what they can do with this train. The Gotthard Panorama Express runs from April to October, so it works well with our season mainly. Every day of the week except Monday, so they don't operate on Monday, and a seat reservation is required. You cannot board this train without a seat reservation. Next, you probably have the most well-known train in India, the Golden Pass Panoramic. And this is the train that was shown in a lot of movies, whether it's Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge or Hero Number 1. A lot of Bollywood movies were filmed on this train. And this train consists mainly of the section from Interlaken to Zweisimmen and then Zweisimmen to Montreux. So right now you have to change at Zweisimmen and you make your way to Montreux. It is a really beautiful, stunning journey to do. You have several connections in the day, so you can just check the timing. A seat reservation is recommended, but not required. So you can just recommend the timings to your client and say, you want to, you can hop on and hop off this train. There's no need to make a seat reservation. You even have the VIP front view seats available. So the seats that are kind of above the driver. So how the driver can see like a wide view in front of him. Similarly, your client will be able to see it as well. And especially when you're arriving into Montreux and you can see, you can see the Lake Geneva ahead of you. You can see the mountains behind it. You can see the whole Riviera and the town. It's a beautiful, stunning view. And again, like I said, seat reservation is not required. But if you would like to make a reservation for your client, the fee is just 9 francs. Lastly, you have the Lucerne Interlaken Express. I think the two best-selling destinations in India where every Indian traveler has to go, at least the first time, Lucerne and Interlaken. And you have this great train journey that connects both of them. It just takes 1 hour, 50 minutes. So it's a nice, short, easily doable journey. You have one train every hour, whether your client is going from Interlaken to Lucerne or Lucerne to Interlaken, one train every hour. And again, they don't need to make a seat reservation. They can just hop on and hop off this train as required. So that was the panoramic route, but we have a few theme routes because Switzerland is known for a few things. One is, of course, watches. There's also cheese, and another one is chocolate. But now for the upcoming winter season, I want to tell you about the cheese train, because in the cold weather, there's nothing like enjoying some hot cheese. So the cheese train is a day trip that you do from Montreux. So from Montreux, they take you to Chateau d'Eau, where you have a cheese dairy, where you can see how they make the cheese. You can try the cheese, you can buy the cheese, and it even includes a fondue lunch. And then the cheese train brings you back to Montreux. So the whole day takes about 4 hours. As you can see, the coaches that the train is all first class coaches. It includes the Chalet Bio, which is the dairy where they make the cheese. It includes the cheese fondue in the Le Chalet restaurant. And if someone is interested, they have a museum of hot air ballooning. So you can even visit the hot air ballooning museum and see that as well. So this train just has 30 seats. So if your client's traveling for winter and want to try the cheese train, please book it as far in advance as possible. So right now from September to December, it will operate 4 days a week, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And from January to June as well, it will operate. You can board the train either from Montreux or from Zweisimmen. So moving on, next we have the chocolate train. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it and are already selling it to your clients. It's a very, very popular product for India. Again, this train is from Montreux to Montbavon. So there have been some changes on this line in the last couple of years. So right now you board the train in Montreux. On board the train, they'll give you chocolate coffee, they'll give you chocolate croissant. Then you change this bus at Montbavon. The bus will then take you to the dairy, the Maison de Bruyère dairy. The bus will then take you to the Nestle factory in Brock, where you can try all the chocolate, buy all the chocolate that you want. And then the bus will bring you back to Montreux. So right now, only the first about 1 hour of the journey is on the train. That's because they're doing some work on the trains and on the lines. So that's why the rest of the journey is by bus. So if you have clients traveling, please prepare them. So until the end of September, the chocolate train will run every Tuesday and Thursday, so 2 days a week. And in July and August, it runs daily. Then you have the Globy Express. So Globy is this cartoon character that you see. Globy Express is a coach. It's attached to the Lucerne-Engelberg train. So if you have people going from Lucerne to Engelberg to visit Mount Titlis, every Lucerne-Engelberg Express train will have this Globy coach. And this is basically a way for kids on 45 minutes from Lucerne to Engelberg to have fun on the train. So they have games like, you pass the railway station and who has seen Globy at the railway station, that kid will win a prize. They have books for them. They have coloring pencils. They just for kids on that 45-minute journey, they can be in the coach and they can have some fun. And the Globy Express is totally included on the Swiss Travel Pass. There is no separate charge for it. The parents just need to take the kids to the Globy Express, and then the parents can also relax a little bit and the kids can have a lot of fun while traveling by train. We have another poll question for you now.
There is a poll question that has popped up on your screens. Please do respond on the screen itself. Please do not write it in the chat tab. The ones that are written on the chat tab don't count. The question is luggage an issue for clients to travel by train, bus and boat in Switzerland? Yes, no, doesn't make a difference. Friends, we're waiting for your responses. Please do put in your vote and we will be able to know the poll then. Leandra, it says 60% say no, 35% say yes, and the rest say doesn't make a difference.
Okay, great. Again, it's a good poll. Most of you say it doesn't make a difference, but I will give you a refresher. If you have a client or if your clients are worried, we have luggage services available. We know that Indians love to travel hands-free. I do myself. And so we have luggage transport services available. And the one I think that would suit the Indian market and the Indian clients best is the express luggage door-to-door. where you get delivery the same day. So how I'll explain it. Supposing now you book the express luggage door-to-door service for your client. Supposing they're going from Lucerne to Interlaken. Lucerne, they're staying at the Radisson. Interlaken, they're at the Metropole. So you book the luggage service for them. They get the luggage tags. They tie the luggage tags to their bags. They leave them in the lobby of the Radisson. They catch the train to Interlaken. They go up to Jungfrau Joch and they come back to the Metropole by 6 o'clock in the evening, and their baggage will be waiting for them. So if you give your bags before 9 o'clock in the morning, you will get it that same day by 6 o'clock in the evening. And that service is available with the SPB. So for hotels, for FITs, you can do the service from hotel to hotel. And we also have this service available for groups. Minimum group size is 10 people and maximum 50 pieces of luggage. And whether it's their big suitcase, whether it's their cabin trolley bag, whether it's their backpack, whether it's anything else, all of the luggage can be sent. So for 10 people, minimum 10 people, and you can take up to 50 pieces of luggage with them. The same concept applies. If you give it before 9 o'clock in the morning, you will get it that same day by 6 o'clock in the evening. And if you want to book this service, you need to give at least 5 working days advance notice. So that was some information on how you can send your luggage and travel hands-free. But for those people who are traveling with luggage, I can reassure them as well. You have low-flow trains. That means the train and the platform are on the same level. So there's no need to drag your bag up. You can just roll your bag onto the platform. You have plenty of space to store your luggage as well. So you can see the luggage racks in this picture, below the seats, above the seats. Luggage storage is not a problem on the trains. So that was all about what can be done for FITs. We also have a few services available for MICE, so for special interest groups that are traveling. You can charter some trains, and one of the first trains you can charter is the Churchill. So it's called the Churchill train because the former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill traveled on this train. This entire train can be chartered. You can put it on any route, whether you want to go Lucerne to Interlaken, Interlaken to Bern, Montreux to Lausanne, Lausanne to Geneva, whatever is the route you want to put it, you can put this train. On board, you can have maybe a cocktail party, you can have a meeting or a conference. So you can charter this entire train and can take up to 100 people on the train on the Churchill. Another one popular option to do is the Salon Deluxe. So the Salon Deluxe is actually a coach. So the coach is attached to a regular SBB train, whichever journey you wanted. So for instance, you can use it from Zurich to St. Moritz, from St. Moritz to Davos, from Lugano to Lucerne, whatever route you wanted, you can have this coach attached to the train. On board, you can do your meetings. You can choose the setup. So you can have like a long table like this. You can have individual one-to-one meeting tables. So for instance, when the Chinese Prime Minister was visiting Switzerland, he was met at Zurich airport by the Swiss president, and they had their meetings on this coach and on the way to Bern. So that's how they did it. So you can even hire this coach, and the coach can take about 35 people. Some unique other MICE options available are you can ride in the driver's cabin. You can also do boat charters. So on Lake Brienz and Lake Thun, you can hire the boats, a capacity of up to 400, 500 people. So perfect places to do maybe a gala dinner or even a cruise option for the whole group together. You can do that on the boats. And on Brienz, Thun, and even on Lake Lucerne. So whether your client is in Interlaken or in Lucerne, they can do the boat charter and enjoy the different options. So like you can see, you can book the boat in advance. You have a lot of options there as well. You can also book a lunch or a meal, and you can accordingly organize it. If your clients, you don't want to do meetings on board, you just want to take the people from point A to point B by train, you also have sitting coaches. So you have up to 80 seats in second class and 60 seats in first class. You can be attached. You can even have like a public address system. So you can have a microphone on there. You can even do some catering. If you want to do maybe a breakfast or a tea, you can do that on these coaches as well. So that was the information on what's available for MICE. You have mySTSnet.com MICE. So if you'd like, just visit that link and you can get all the information on the services that are available. including group reservations, group luggage, MICE, what are the charter services available. So you can find all of that information on this link. So that was all about, I spoke all about the services available within Switzerland. But of course, like I said earlier, you can easily connect to the neighboring countries using trains. And we have a few international train connections. So Switzerland, of course, has a few neighboring countries, France, Italy, Austria, Germany, and Liechtenstein. So I'll tell you about the train connections. And of course, Swiss Paris is such a popular combo and is selling so well in India. And you have the TGV Lyria trains that connect these two destinations together. So you have trains from Paris to Basel, Geneva, Zurich, Lausanne, and even from Geneva to Marseille. So you can easily connect them. There are about 4 to 5 connections per day. And just a few things to know is, one is the TGV Lyria has moved to double-decker trains. That means that they now have 30 to 40% extra seating capacity on the trains. That means you will get better availability and better pricing. And one thing to consider is, when you're doing your itinerary for your client, if they're doing Paris to Zurich or Paris to Basel, those are popular routes, not just with Indian travelers, but with travelers from all around the globe and even corporates. So sometimes it might be harder to get a good price or a good availability. So you should then consider doing Paris to Geneva or Paris to Lausanne, and you probably get a better rate from there. So that is just a little tip to give you, so to speak, for clients who are combining France and Switzerland. You also can combine Germany and Switzerland, and you have the ICE trains, the Intercity Express, run by Deutsche Bahn. There are multiple destinations in Germany that are connected from Switzerland: Berlin, Dortmund, Hamburg, Stuttgart, Munich, Frankfurt. You have multiple connections. You even have a night train from Berlin to Interlaken. So there's a lot of options to connect, and it's easily doable to combine Germany with Switzerland. So of course you have the high-speed trains connecting Eurocity, the Eurocity trains, which connect Italy and Switzerland, and these are mainly to Milan. So you have trains from Basel, Bern, Zurich, Lucerne, Geneva, all of them going to Milan. This year, there were a couple of new trains introduced, that is Zurich to Genoa and Zurich to Bologna. So you can also connect those. And there's even a direct train from Venice to Geneva, which just takes 7 hours. So if your client is in Geneva and wants to go to Venice, they can go directly on this train from Venice to Geneva. And lastly, you have the OBB Railjet trains. Those are the trains that connect Austria and Switzerland. At the moment, the OBB Railjet is not available on Rail Europe systems, but it will be onboarded by December. So you should definitely be able to book it for the summer 2023 season. And basically, the OBB Railjet trains run from the biggest cities to Switzerland's largest cities. So they connect Switzerland with Zurich with Austria very easily. And you even have night trains. So you can travel from Graz, Vienna, and Villach. You can connect to Zurich by night trains. That means your client will save time, and will also save the one-night hotel cost. So that's another option to consider for people visiting Switzerland and wanting to go to Austria. So that was pretty much an overview of all the services and products that we have available. I'll just sum up with a few key points. And one is an app. I often get a question, how do I help my client? There's so much included on the Swiss Travel Pass. Where can my client find the information, or how can I find the information? And a great way to do that is with the Swiss Travel Guide app. So it's the app for tourists in Switzerland. It has a lot of information. It has the must-see attractions. It has the maps. You can see the timetable. You can see the train station maps. It has a lot of information, as well as a lot of FAQs, the frequently asked questions, even help, supposing your client needs some emergency contact for a police, for a hospital, anything, all of that information is on here. So as you can see on this also, it also has some statistics about your trip. So for instance, this person is in Lucerne. So it shows you how much distance you've covered. You covered 1,180 kilometers. It shows you what is there to do in Lucerne. So there's the Gotthard Panorama Express and there's the Lions Monument. So it gives you that information as well. It also gives you all of the highlights. So you can check what are the main highlights of Switzerland and what I should do while I'm there. And it even has a lot of discounts and coupons. So for instance, if you have the app on your phone and you show it at Mount Chilton, you could get buy one meal, get one meal free, discounts on walking tours. So a lot of discounts and savings through the app. The app is available for download on both iOS and Android. So whether you have an Apple phone, an iPhone, or a Windows phone, or a Samsung phone, or an Android, whatever phone you have, you can download the Swiss Travel Guide app, and it's available in English. We have another poll question for you now.
Friends, the poll has come up on your screens. On your screens, you can see a tab that says poll. The question is it important for you to receive in-depth training about the Swiss travel system passes and products? Please do answer this poll. Your options are yes, no, doesn't make a difference. Do respond in the poll itself. Do put in your vote in the poll. Do not put it in the chat tab because we will not be counting those. So, Leandra, 91% of our audience has said yes. 7% has said no, and the remaining has said doesn't make a difference.
Great. Okay, thank you, Devika. Yes. So we do have a program for all of you who want to know more. I know there's a lot of information about the Swiss travel system, and the best way to learn and know more about it is through our Swiss Travel System Excellence Program. So this is a new program. We just launched it last year. And before I get into details of the program, I have some information to give you. One is that you have these two characters, Heidi and Peter. They are the two who take you through the program. And you can find out and learn all about it. Along the way, you can win attractive prizes. It's the only e-learning program across the globe that sort of covers public transport. So if you'll notice, I'm sure a lot of you have done a lot of training programs, and you'll have seen a lot of them do destinations. This is the only program that covers public transport. There are 3 courses to do: basic, advanced, and expert. And anything you wanted to know, whether you want to know about tickets and passes, whether you want to know about what's available at the railway station, what about the premium panoramic trains, what about the mountain excursions, you can find out all of them here. And if you complete the program, you become a Swiss Travel System Excellence Expert, and you receive a diploma. And additionally, you can also win quarterly prizes, and we'll have the grand prize of a trip to Switzerland. So that it's a great incentive to complete this program. Why you should register? Number one reason is it's a modern program. Each module won't take you more than 2 to 3 minutes to do. We have periodic raffles, and like I said, quarterly prizes and grand prizes. You have great chances of winning all the latest information. So every year, whatever is new, we update it over there, and you become a Swiss Travel System Excellence Expert, and there's no charge. It's totally free of charge. So how it stsnet.com/e-learning. You select the module of your choice. So supposing you open the basic program, you want to learn about the tickets and passes, or you want to learn about the panoramic trains, you can choose what module and you can start from there. You can keep testing, you can keep taking tests, and then you can see with the other participants where you stand as well. And once you get the expert, you'll get rewarded. So then you can win attractive prizes on a regular basis. So this is the link to the program, mystsnet.com/e-learning. That's the link to the program. Please sign up. I look forward to seeing you all being a part of it, and hopefully having you on with us on a trip to Switzerland next year. So please sign up for the program. That's the link to the program. And I have a video on the program to show you as well, so that you can see what it's like and what it looks like. That was the video on the Swiss Travel System Excellence Program. I hope to see a lot of you signing up and becoming certified as an excellence expert. Just to give you some additional information, if you need any information, you can of course reach out to me. I'm based right out of Bombay. But if you want to go online, or sometimes you want to Google some information, you can, and you don't know which website you can trust or which is reliable information, you should visit our trade platform, mySTSnet.com. There you'll find all the latest information about STS products and services, the tickets and passes, what is the latest news. If you want to download a map, you want to download pictures, you need some videos, you can find all of that information on this page called mySTSnet.com. So that was a lot of information on the products and services, but how do you book them? We have in India, our main distribution partner is Rail Europe, and we have Mr. Srijit Nair, who looks after the sales and marketing for Rail Europe in India, and working with him is Ms. Kamna Matre. They also have a wide network of GSAs and PSAs across India, whom I'm sure you're already working with or are familiar with. There's Amigo Travel, Swiss Tours, Otila International, TBO.com, Thomas Cook, Make My Trip, SOTC, K3 Tours. So Rail Europe has an extensive GSA network across India that you can book with as well. So to end with, that is my card. Those are my contact details. You can feel free to take a screenshot or a photo of it and save it. And anytime you need any information, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm based, like I said, in Bombay, and I'm easily accessible, and I'm happy to help with any queries that you may have. So that's about it from me.
Thank you so much, Leandra, for taking us through STS and everything it has to offer. The trains will always be one of the most popular products from the market. And we look forward to a lot more Indians hopping on board and hopping off wherever they please and enjoying Switzerland in the best way possible. We at Switzerland Tourism are also at your service. We have a lot of things that you could use to help you to sell Switzerland. So we launched a new sales manual called the Switzerland Sales Manual earlier this year. It's available for download. It's a helpful guide tool which has a lot of information about various travel products, excursions, insider tips, and it's a handy tool, a ready reckoner for Switzerland that you can download either from our website, Trade Corner, or of course, if you log on to the files section of this particular platform, it's available for download through that as well. So do have a copy of it with you at hand. It'll help you, get a bit of information about Switzerland and all its various destinations. We have an e-learning program as well called the Switzerland Travel Academy. It is an intensive, detailed program that covers the length and breadth of Switzerland and gives you everything you need to know about selling Switzerland to your clients. It has core modules which you complete along with the latest news section, and you get a certificate as a Switzerland travel expert. It has specialized modules, relating to family tours, relating to Swiss International Airlines, the public transportation network, luxury tours, etc. So you can get specialized certificate. If you want to learn about Switzerland as well as then win a trip to Switzerland next year, or stand a chance to win a trip to Switzerland next year, please do complete all the modules, and those that score the highest will get a chance to be part of that trip. And we look forward to a lot of participation from your end. You can log on to it at india.switzerlandtravelacademy.ch as well. And of course, we have some useful links for you in addition to that. Our website is the number one. myswitzerland.com is the complete encyclopedia of tourism in Switzerland. If you need any information about our various products, services, you can log on to our website. You'll get everything that you need to know. We have a trade corner that we have updated and put on our website as well. You will find it at the bottom of the page. And it has a lot of helpful tips, tricks, links that you could use to sell Switzerland to your client. You need things like sample itineraries, links to Indian restaurants in Switzerland, access to our brochures, etc. You can do it via our trade corner. So do use that tool. We updated it this year to make it ready and available for you all for the coming as well as for the current as well as the upcoming seasons. We have a newly launched LinkedIn page where we post all the latest updates and information about Switzerland for the India market. So do follow us, and we can keep you posted about all our activities as well as new products and information. And then our webinar recordings, including this one, will be available on our website. So if you want to view our past webinars, including the one from the 12th of September on Interlaken, it's available on our webinar recordings page. And this one will be as well. So if you want to brush up on your knowledge about Switzerland, you can do that via webinars. We are available and based out of Mumbai as well. And if you need to reach out to us, please do not hesitate to contact us. I look after everything to do with leisure travel from a B2B perspective. You can contact me. My details are on the screen in front of you. And if there are a few of you who are into the MICE and wedding space, we have Miss Aishwarya Guhagarkar, who heads MICE for Switzerland tourism in India. You're free to reach out to her. And for general tourism related queries, for information, etc., you can write to us on india.trade@switzerland.com. Right, do log in on the 18th of October for our next webinar. We have some very interesting products from Switzerland that are going to be covered: the BLS Interlaken cruises, the upcoming adventure destination Alicerina, the Matterhorn Gornergrat, the Bahn and its various services, including the wonderful Gornergrat excursion in Zermatt, and the Swiss miniature park in the Ticino region. So the registration link is here. It's going to be up on the chat box as well. So do make sure that you log into this as well. There will be a quiz at the end. Again, if you continue to consistently answer all the quiz questions, score the highest, you will get a chance to be a part of that particular fam trip to Switzerland as well. 18th October. Right. And with that being said, we move on to the Q&A session. So Leandra, I did receive quite a few questions for you. So the first question is with regards to point-to-point tickets and sector tickets. So the question was that when you book a point-to-point ticket, the train number and the train time is not mentioned. They're asking, why is that so? And do you recommend that one reserves the seats, or are they good to go with that?
Okay. So the point-to-point ticket, it really depends. There are two kinds. One is the point-to-point ticket, and one is the Super Saver. So the Super Saver ticket generally will have the date, and it will have the train number and the train time mentioned. With the Super Saver tickets, you can only take those tickets. You can only take that train. So if you've said, I'm taking train number 915 from Zurich to Lucerne at 9 a.m., with a Super Saver ticket, you have to take that train. Generally, if you buy a point-to-point ticket, it offers you flexibility. So, for instance, if you buy a train ticket, if you buy a point-to-point ticket for the 1st of October, you can take any train from Lucerne to Interlaken on the 1st of October. If that's the route you've chosen, you can take any train during the day. So you can just look at the time. Your client has that flexibility to choose which train is suitable for him. Seat reservation on an intercity train, I would not really recommend. It's not really required. You have intercity trains every half an hour, and then your client loses maybe a little bit of flexibility. So on an intercity train, seat reservation is not required. But if they are a group of maybe 10 people or more traveling with point-to-point tickets, I would really recommend making a seat reservation in that case. Otherwise, for FITs or for small families, no need to make a seat reservation.
So question 2, Leandra, is everybody is excited about the launch of the new Eiger Express, the tri-cable gondola that takes you from Grindelwald terminus all the way up to Jungfrau Joch, top of Europe. So what is the benefit with the Swiss Travel Pass?
So even on the Eiger Express, you will get a 25% discount. So whether you chose to travel the old way, which was the traditional way with the trains up to Jungfrau Joch, or you choose to change and take the Eiger Express, or even if you want to, your client wants to, maybe one way use the Eiger Express to go up to Jungfrau Joch and come down by train, they will still get a 25% discount. So whatever is your mode of transport up to Jungfrau Joch, you will get a 25% discount.
Now, the question 3 is the most pertinent one. How do agents booking Swiss Travel Passes know more about the commissions available to them?
So the commission levels are something as Swiss Travel System and the Federal Railway, we don't really get involved in. For the commission, you will need to contact if you're booking either through Rail Europe agent login or if you're booking through one of Rail Europe or their GSAs, it will depend on them. So that's not something I can really officially comment on. So yes, that the commission level depends on the distribution partner.
Great. Question 4. The promo attracted quite a few eyeballs. There are quite a few agents and operators here who have clients outside of India. So is it valid only for India, or is it valid for markets outside India as well?
It's a worldwide promo, so it's valid for any travelers traveling from anywhere across. So even if you have maybe some NRIs who are living in the UK and traveling to Switzerland and booking with you, you can book it with them. The offer is only not valid for people living in Switzerland. They are the ones who can't travel with the Swiss Travel Pass, but otherwise worldwide the offer is applicable.
Now the next question is, do we need reservations to visit for the chocolate train?
Yes, you would need to make seat reservations in advance. You cannot board it without a seat reservation. You would get a discount with the Swiss Travel Pass on the seat reservation on the chocolate train. But I would really recommend book it as early as possible because it's very popular, not just with Indian travelers, but with travelers from everywhere. So please book it in advance. And yes, need to make a seat reservation.
And this includes, the chocolate train excursion includes entry to Gruyere as well as the Mezokaya chocolate factory,
yes,
right?
Yes, it includes all the entrance fees.
Cool. And the next question is your favorite question. Kindly highlight the half-fare card versus the Swiss Travel Pass. What are the benefits, pros, cons?
So, I mean, benefits-wise, the Swiss Travel Pass has a few more benefits in that the museums are included as well, and you get unlimited travel, so you're not paying per fee. I would say the half-fare card is ideal for maybe people who are in Switzerland. I would say for maybe 2 or 3 days, want to maybe visit, just Zurich and Lucerne, want to do maybe only Mount Atlas. Then the half-fare card would make sense for them. It would probably save them some money. But if you have clients going for more than that, they want to travel around, they want to hop on and hop off the trams, the buses, they want to do boat cruises, they want to visit more experiences, then the Swiss Travel Pass would probably make the most sense for them because they would get better value out of it.
Thank you. How does one book the one-day pass that you mentioned during your presentation?
So the one-day pass is the one-day travel pass, and that can be booked through Rail Europe or their distribution partners. So all of this is on a Rail Europe's new system ERA, and it will be available through their distribution partners as well.
Next question is about the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland. What is the best way to book it, and in your opinion, the ideal time frame for the time that one should spend on this?
So the best way, according to me, to experience the Grand Train Tour is with the Swiss Travel Pass. You just need to give your client a Swiss Travel Pass. You accordingly make the seat reservation. So whether they are traveling from Lucerne to Interlaken on the Lucerne-Interlaken Express, then they stay 2 nights in Interlaken, then they move Interlaken to Montreux on the Golden Pass Panoramic. You can accordingly make the seat reservations for them. The beauty of this Grand Train Tour with the Swiss Travel Pass is that you can start from any point and from any direction you choose. So even if your client is coming in from Italy, you can start the Grand Train Tour from Lugano. If they're coming from France, you start it from Geneva or Lausanne, or similarly, even if they're coming in from Zurich, then you can do it from Zurich. So with the Grand Train Tour, you can start it from any point and in any direction that you would like to choose.
Then there's a question on the bookability of luggage services. How does one go about it?
So right now, the Rail Europe system does not have the luggage services onboarded yet. It will happen soon. Until then, you can book the luggage service through the Swiss Federal Railways website. It's called SBB. .ch. That's Sierra Bravo Bravo .Charlie Hotel. So that's the link to the website, and that's where you can book luggage service through that.
So the second last question for you. If somebody has a second-class Swiss pass and wants to use the Gotthard Panorama Express, what do they need to do?
So, yes, that's a good question. The Gotthard Panorama Express is the first class train only. So if someone wants to travel on the Gotthard Panorama Express with a second class Swiss travel pass, they'll have to buy a class upgrade. So for the route, so if they're going from Lugano to Lucerne, they can buy the route upgrade and then they make the seat reservation. So they will, if they have a second class pass, they need to pay a little bit of a difference to first class for the route and then they make the seat reservation.
And finally, for the promo, can somebody book 2 4-day passes back to back?
Yes, I mean, you could book 2 4-day passes back to back, but each 4-day pass is 199 CHF, the second class. So with 2 4-day passes, 199 CHF, 199 CHF, they would pay 398 CHF. And the second class 8-day pass is anyway 389. So they would probably, it would make more sense for them to buy 1 8-day pass than to buy 2 4-day passes then.
Yeah, and if you are taking like a break between those 2 4 days, then you can even opt for the 8-day Swiss Pass Flex.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Ameya. Yes, yeah. The 8-day Swiss Pass
Sorry,
Flex.
that question got topped. And one final question was, if you're traveling between Basel and Interlaken, do you need to reserve seats on the train with the Swiss Pass?
No, you do not need to. Those are intercity trains again. So you'll have trains every half an hour, and with the Swiss Pass, no need to make a seat reservation.
Great. So with that, we come to an end of the Q&A session. Once again, thank you so much, Leandra. It was a very informative session. And I'm sure we'll have a lot more Indians traveling by train, as it is their favorite mode of traveling across Switzerland. Now for the more exciting part, it's quiz time. Those that answer all the quizzes correctly, attend all my webinars, they get a chance to be selected for a FAM to Switzerland. So just a few house rules for you to keep in mind. The quiz is only for the Indian travel trade. The travel agents who sell outbound to Switzerland will only be considered. Answer the quiz only via the link that has been provided on the chat box. Only those will be considered. Do not email us the answers. They will not be considered. Those from the travel trade who attend all our webinars, answer all the quizzes, and score the highest, of course, stand a chance to be selected for that special FAM in 2023. Kindly ensure that you fill in all the detailed requirements of the registration correctly. This includes your full name, company name, designation, official number, email ID, etc. Do not use your personal email IDs. Your work IDs is what we're looking for. If it's a personal email ID, then we will not consider it. So the quiz link has been posted on the chat box. Please refer to it. You can find it on the screen as well on the presentation. Your deadline is answer the questions by 7 p.m. today. Anything after that will again not be considered. So please again make a note of the link, and we look forward to a lot of responses from your end. And finally, looking forward to selecting one of you to join us in Switzerland next year. Thank you so much. And with that, we complete our webinar. Don't forget to log in to our webinar on the 18th of October. And with that, if Leandra, you have something, you have a few final words to say.
No, just thank you all for your time and for your attention. You have my contact details. So if you need anything, please feel free. I hope to see a lot of you participating in the quiz and in the Swiss Travel System Excellence Program. And good luck for the rest of the winter travel season. And we'll see you again in 2023, I guess.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Leandra.
much.
Over to you.
Thanks, Leandra. Thanks, Ameya. Thank you for that lovely presentation. I'm sure everyone enjoyed that and learned a lot from the webinar today. Thank you to our lovely audience. It was so nice for you to be with us and for you to participate in the webinar today. I hope you have already clicked on the quiz link. The same link is also available in the offers section on your screen. So it's exactly the same link. You can either click on the ones on the chat tab or on the offers section. Don't forget to download the files available in the files tab. And thank you for being such a lovely audience. See you again on the 18th of October. Thank you again, Ameya and Leandra. Thank you for being such lovely hosts. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Devika. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.